Hello, welcome to ET Garage. Today it's time to start tearing apart the 383, 385, whichever you want to call it. Okay, I'm going to start tearing into this 385, but before I get into it, sorry about that background noise, but it's cold in here and that's the heater running. Anyway, getting back to this is the, if you're not familiar with this engine, it was a 383 I built years ago, and last winter I had to tear it apart to refresh it. The reason I had to refresh it in the fall before, it broke a piston ring and it was down on power. I tore it apart, took it out to the next bore size, which was from 30 to 40 over, makes this a 385. There were some issues. The guy who hung the cylinders out went a little bit too big, and then I had a ring seal issue, and it's basically an oil burner. Also, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to be swapping the tune port intake for that Chinese knockoff of a ProFlow. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave links at the end of this video. But basically, this video is going to be just me. I'm just going to get the coolant out, get the intake off. That's all I think I'm going to do for today. And then I'll continue the video. I might go ahead and take the heads off. Normally I just pull the motor and then take the heads off. I might go ahead and take the heads off, see what I'm looking at first, see what the cylinders are like, and then I can make a decision what I want to do. But the plan right now is pull the motor, just run home. If the cylinders look good, they should look good. They probably only have, I'm going to estimate 7,000 miles on them. And when I was down there last time, the bore scope, the cylinders all look really good. They just need to be cleaned up with a hone. And on pistons, I'm thinking of setting them out to line-to-line coatings and have the coating to make up the extra distance, and new rings, and put it back together, and then put that another intake on, and then I'll have to do another video on retuning that. Now I could just keep running this motor the way it is. It actually runs really good. It's just, you know, it's just, I can't stand the idea of every time you punch it, a big puff of oil smoke coming out of the back. Who knows, I might, when I get the intake off, I might find that it's just an intake problem, intake seal problem, but I don't think so. It's not the way those cylinders look. But we'll get into it, and let's see. So I gotta run back in the house and get some plastic containers to put over nuts and bolts and screws in, and we'll get into that. Okay, here's the intake, and I got it sitting on that $100 small block that I got laying around, and you can see all the oil in there. Now let's go over to the car, and I'll show you the cylinder heads. Okay, if you look, see all this oil here? I'm pretty sure this intake, because these heads have been milled twice, because they've been rebuilt twice, and that changed the angle that it mates with the intake. In other words, the intake needs to be milled to mate, or you got to use, they make thicker gaskets that you use. In some cases, people just double up the gaskets. That might be my oil burning issue. So now I have to make a decision whether to yank this motor, because I still have that cylinder wall clearance issue. I hate to just put new heads on this. I still haven't decided if I'm going to use new heads. I could just throw the other intake on and machine it correctly so it fits, or double up the gaskets, or whatever, or go to bigger heads. I haven't decided yet. Let me know in the comments what you think, but I'm pretty damn sure. I mean, it could be I got oil on these when I was taking the intake off, but I don't think so. Now you can see where it was getting up there. So I have to make a decision now what to do. I could just pop that other intake on and go, save myself a lot of money and trouble of taking all this apart. Give it a good oil change. Definitely needs a good oil change. Not sure what to do. I can see where I had a bunch of material drop down in here when I took the intake off. So if you ever take an intake off, be careful when doing that. So let me know what you think in the comments. All right. Well, it looks like I might have found the problem for my oil consumption problem. It's definitely that intake. That's all on me. I didn't notice that when I put the engine together last winter. The smart money thing to do would probably just stick this intake on, just go with a thicker gasket. I could have it machined to mate that, and that's going to cause me, thing is, then once you machine that and you go to use it with another head, you're going to have it machined again. I'd rather go with the thicker gaskets. That gives you more options. I never had these heads flowed. I did port them stock. They were like 160 cc's. I think I opened these up to about 170, 175. Edelbrock, I don't know if they still do it. They made a crate motor, 350 with that intake. It made, I think, 442 horsepower. It had a bigger cam, and it had the E-Tech 175 heads on it. Since I never had these flowed, I don't know what, but I'm using a smaller cam than they did on that motor, and this is a 383. I prefer the smaller cam. It's designed to run in the 1200 to 5200 RPM range, even though this intake is designed to go to 1500 to 16,000. This is more streetable. If I just go this route, just do the gaskets and put this on, it saves me a lot of work and a lot of money. I still would like to go a better set of heads. We'll see. I got to do a leak down test. That's probably the smartest thing I could do, is do a leak. I did a leak down test on this before, but I'll do another leak down test and see what I come up with and just run it the way it is. I'd really like, though, to take it apart and get the coating on those pistons and re-ring it. Let me know what you think in the comment sections. Anyway, I want to thank everyone who leaves me comments. That's supposedly helps the algorithm get more views and stuff like that. So I appreciate that. Anyone that comments, even if it doesn't get me more views, it's just nice to know that people are watching the videos and, you know, not just clicking on them and going through. But anyway, I'm gonna stop rattling on. Next video, I'll go over my decision and all that stuff. I'm going to call it a day right now and sit back and think. In the meantime, I want everybody to have a great day, and God bless.